They can hear you on YouTube, by the way. So. Okay, mute when you're doing stuff. There's no noise suppression on TikTok. The only noise suppression there is for people who are hosting lives. If you're joining live, there you just don't get anything.
Okay.
Holy shit! Hello, YouTube. We're live. Coming to you from Wisconsin. My exact address is beep 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 beep. Please don't dox me. Welcome, welcome. Have anything to say? Please say now. I'm talking about how this man up here, Donald Trump, he sucks. We don't like him very much. We think he's a bad man. He's done a lot of not nice things to people. He's a not great person. He called for the deaths of 6 Democratic lawmakers in Congress. He said that they did seditious acts and that sedition should be punished by death. Pretty disgusting. All these maggots out here supporting it. I think it's not good. I think if you're one of those people, you should probably reconsider not only your life, but who you voted for. Just potentially. I need Trump voice, even though my Trump voice sucks ass. Okay? See, I'm an honest lib. I'll tell you. When my impressions aren't good. You don't see that every day. A liberal who's willing to have good, genuine, good faith conversations, to be honest. Okay, we're doing a reset. Not on YouTube. If you're in YouTube, you can say here. TikTok apparently hates me for some reason. I don't know. We've been getting literally no viewers. We're not getting a lot of pull on YouTube right now either, but hopefully we do. Give me a sec. What is up, YouTube? What is up, guys? Thank you for coming to the live again. Please like the live. If you disagree with my opinions, you can either request up on a panel. If you're on TikTok, if you're on YouTube, you can go and click in my bio, my link tree, go to TikTok, request up on a panel. You can join my Discord. We can talk there or have a debate. If you're curious about anything, you can always DM me on Discord. Once you get into the server, you can just add me as a friend. Be happy to talk. We can get a timeout, right? Other than that, we're talking about how this guy sucks. So, guys, recently, and this was just yesterday, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of a deep dive into this. By deep dive, I mean I'm giving the very basics, right? It's all you need to know to argue for MAGA, right? Donald Trump has been violating, right, people's First Amendment rights. Now, this is kind of weird, right? And I've always said this, right? Donald Trump actively ran on being pro 1A, right? He ran on free speech, and he didn't just run on free speech under the law or under the Constitution. He ran free speech as a general philosophical principle, not just that you shouldn't have your free speech violated by the government, but also that social media companies themselves should also be held to some kind of standard for who they're censoring off their platforms. So it's very curious when his administration's actively attacking pro-Palestinian advocates and trying to deport them, right, students and professors who are here on visas for their speech that's protected under the First Amendment, right? What's the classic argument of this? Oh, immigrants, they don't have First Amendment rights. Actually, unfortunately, and by unfortunately, I mean very fortunately, immigrants do have First Amendment rights, right? This is a classic question I ask like all conservatives, right? Anytime I'm debating anybody, right? What if I was a Jewish student here on a visa, and the Trump administration, or any administration for that matter, tried to deport me solely on a basis of me being Jewish, nothing else, just because I practice the Jewish religion, is that deportation illegal? And what's the answer you'll always get? And the answer you should get, unless you're a disgusting, dishonest piece of scum, right? Oh, that's obviously illegal. Somebody can't just deport you solely for practicing a religion. Obviously, right? And that's true, right? Under the First Amendment, religion, right? The freedom to practice religion is protected. That's something that you have as a right. Okay? And they'll agree to this, yes, right? Immigrants do have that First Amendment protection. Okay, well, immigrants then do have First Amendment protections. Now, this also extends to their speech. So people like Ramesh Ozturk, who are here, who merely write a op-ed criticizing Israel's actions, that speech is also protected. This is like, right, this is Civics 101 here, guys, okay? We're practicing, oh no. Bashir al-Assad, what's up?
Do you like chicken nuggets?
I do not like chicken nuggets. I forgot. Howdy, brother. Do you know who Charlie Kirk is? Yes, I do know. Another liberal great. I'm just explaining very basic concepts, okay? Right, sorry. Let me get back on subject, right? So, obviously, they do have First Amendment rights. Now, the killer case I'm going to be talking about is some AUP.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Okay,
what the fuck?
Hey guys, if you're requesting up on my panel, please don't join the screen. Preferably. Right? So when it comes to, like, AUP v. Marco Rubio, what we had here is a bunch of people, right? Bunch of students and Harvard professors who are pro-Palestinian advocates, right? Who are like, hey, the Trump administration is detaining us and trying to deport us, seemingly on the basis of us being pro-Palestinian and advocating for this, right? And simply having the opinion that you dislike Israel and that Palestine should be a place, that is protected under the First Amendment. That's freedom of speech. And the court came to the determination, absolutely, this is freedom of speech, right? This is something that is protected. In fact, the Trump administration can't even appeal this case. They didn't appeal this case. We're past the 60-day deadline. This is binding, right? This is a binding in case now. It is now fact that the Trump administration violated the First Amendment rights of these immigrants. And if you're a Trump supporter, you should be outraged by this, right? You or somebody probably voted because you're mad about the Hunter Biden laptop, right? You're probably somebody who was mad about like what happened with Facebook and the supposed C-19 censorship. And now Donald Trump is actively attacking the First Amendment rights of people legally to the point where it's a constitutional violation. Like there's literally no way you should be able to support this. But every time, these people have rights. That's not how that works, guys, right? Another Civics 101, right? A lot of people say, this is an argument again, oh, the Constitution was wrote for citizens. It was not wrote for foreigners. It's unequivocally false, right? Our founding fathers believed in the concept called natural rights, okay? Now, hello? Hello, what's up? Can y'all hear me? Antlip, what's up?
We are Charlie Kirk.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually like I don't even know what to say. Sorry. Yep, our founding fathers believed in a concept called natural rights. Natural rights are basically that you have inalienable rights that are given to you by your creator, or that creator is just you endowed to you by you being born from like your mother, or that is from just from God, right? Everybody has inalienable rights. Notice how that isn't based on citizenship; it's based on your existence. So when the founding fathers like write the Bill of Rights, those are rights for everybody who are under the jurisdiction of the U.S., not just people who are citizens. Okay, so even our founding fathers believed in this principle of people who are under jurisdiction of U.S. law, not just people who are citizens, have these natural rights, have these rights. So that's why like freedom of speech applies to immigrants. That's why Donald Trump lost his court case, right? And I think it's quite disgusting if you still support him or like any of the actions that he's doing to continue to suppress these freedoms. Go to a single country on the planet without a visa or passport and see what happens. Why should America act differently? Okay. So, first of all, there are countries where you can go, like America, who have like similar free speech protections, right? Not obviously now. I think America is like one of the best when it comes to, but there are other countries like North countries where have like similar free speech protections. But the obvious answer, I don't even bring that up, is do we want to be like other countries? Take like this is a huge point I bring up when I'm debating MAGA, right? Let's take the Second Amendment, right? If I pointed out, hey, almost every other country has way stricter and way harsher gun laws, do you think that would be an excuse to any person who believes in this 2A, who believes in like the right to own a firearm to like restrict gun laws? Like, no, they say America is a unique bastion of freedom, right? We're in a unique place. I don't want to be like other countries. I want to have these unique protected rights that other countries don't have, and that's what makes America so much better than other countries. And I apply that exact same concept to immigration, right? I don't care that other countries do it differently. We have rights for immigrants, right? People coming with visas do have the right to freedom of speech. I don't want to be like other countries. It's such an easy argument to understand. So you're just going to make an excuse then. Wow. Everybody, I want everybody to clap it up for this big brain chatter over here for the making a great argument. So you're just making an excuse then. Me gives a succinct argument about, okay, well, we want to be a unique bastion of freedom, right? Just because other countries do something doesn't mean it's right for us to do it. And other countries already, in fact, do have similar rights and protections for immigrants, and says us. And the 200 IQ giant brain chatter goes, so you're just making excuses, bro. Wow. Like, please, do you guys like think before you type in chat? Is there anything going up in here? This will really get him. You're just making excuses, bro. Hey, dude, I think the Holocaust was pretty bad, and I don't think like Jewish people deserved it. So what you're basically saying is that you're making excuses, bro. Like, okay, yeah, okay, got it. Said hi. Is theft illegal in America? Is murder illegal in America? Not so unique. Then are you, brother? Did I say there wasn't anything about other countries that we also have? Are you like what I was saying? What makes America unique is our like First Amendment protections for immigrants, or like 2A protections for citizens in general, and the way the Constitution is structured and how like broad reaching that these freedoms are. I said that like that makes America unique, and then you're saying, well, we're similar to countries in these other ways. No shit. Of course, we're similar to countries in other ways. I'm saying in these specific things that we're unique, and that's what makes us better than others. Gosh, do it like, please. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about Sharia law? Do you think Sharia law should be in this country? So my opinion on Shakira law. Okay. Oh, we got a debater. Real. What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Do you disagree with any prompts?
Yes. What's your like evidence for the first one? I'm guessing, is it like a tweet he said, or
Yeah, it's the tweets. So I'm just gonna make it like a formal logical argument. So premise one is that Donald Trump believes that the 6 Democratic lawmakers who made the video calling for military members not follow unlawful orders, believes that that video was seditious actions, which he tweeted. He said that this is at the highest level, and he also said that we cannot let these words stand. Right. Premise 2 is that Donald Trump believes that the punishment for sedition should be death. He said that sedition is punishable by death, and then he also retruthed a post saying hang them in reference to the Democratic lawmakers. Hang them, George Washington would have. So he's not only saying that yes, sedition is punishable by death, but also that yeah, we should hang them. Right when you repost that. So premise 2 is true. So the conclusion is Donald Trump wants these 6 Democratic lawmakers to be executed. Is there anything wrong with that?
No, I mean, that's fair. I mean, if he's saying that, and that's kind of, I mean, I hate when Trump says some of that stuff because it's just like, I don't know. Like, obviously, it's just going to aid into like what you're saying because it directly is representing that. So, I mean, no, it's a fair argument.
Well, yeah, it also aids into this narrative of like, oh, the right kind of how to say it, virtue signaling about Charlie Kirk. And and be clear, right? What I think happened to Charlie Kirk was terrible, right? Political violence is never like justified, but the right coming out like virtue signaling about Charlie Kirk, saying, "Oh, this is like the worst thing that could have that ever happened," like saying the Democrats are calling this out, and then your president, months later, is actively calling for the execution of 6 Democrats. It's like, can you really stand here? And then we look at the past, and we look at like the Cato statistics, and besides this year, the right wing has done more extremist violence against people, and it continues. I agree, it does play into the narrative because I think the narrative is true. The right is more violent. Donald Trump has been pushing up the temperature of the rhetoric in the country since he like put his foot in the door when it came to the political game, and I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, I think I do somewhat agree with the thing kind of that you're saying about Charlie Kirk. And I think the problem is, I'll tell you kind of from my experience, I'm right wing. I voted for Trump, and I think the rhetoric has kind of been extreme on both sides. And I think as far as like Republicans kind of look at it, for example, I don't know what the correct like TikTok term is for like the Germans. I don't know what's the word I'm supposed to use for that.
Nazis?
Yeah, them. I think like when a regular guy like me, for example, gets called something like that, my kind of logical conclusion is, okay, well, I'm not literally going out executing people, putting them in camps and then forcing them to do work and then offing them after. And I think now, you know, when somebody calls me it, I'm just like whatever. That's literally the exact opposite of what I'm doing. And I think that's kind of why now people, and I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying now after this whole Charlie Kirk thing, people are just kind of like, well, I mean, if I'm just going to get called something anyways, like when it's not even representative of what I'm doing, am I going to really care? So I do think you're right in that sense, but I don't necessarily think that the right is inherently more violent than the left. I think
inherently, there's have been.
Well, and I think it's more of like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of more of like a response to things just because of how secular the world has gotten now. I don't think.
Before you go into that, let me just respond. So you're saying, okay, this is kind of, if people were calling it like people Nazis and whatever, then like this is just gonna happen. But I want to like, I kind of want to. There's like different levels to political rhetoric and who it's coming from, right? So if some random like leftist on Twitter calls somebody a Nazi, it's a little bit different than like the president of the United States calling somebody a Nazi, right? We'd obviously say that, right? So, like, do you, like, and to be honest, like, could you name any Democratic politicians who have like called for Trump to be unalived?
Not for him to be unalived in the sense of what he was describing like earlier. No.
Or any Republicans for that matter. Republican
Or
politicians.
any Republican?
Republican politicians.
No, I can't.
No, right? And this is kind of my problem, right? When I agree, there are extreme people on the left who are promoting extremist, like violent rhetoric, but a lot of those people, for the most part, aren't usually in positions of power. But when it comes to the right wing, it's the president of the United States actively pushing the line forward on like what's acceptable to say, right? It's him. It's him pushing that line forward, right? And then, well, what do we see? And like me and some of the people on here, we literally went through Twitter, and I went on here, and I like got videos or screenshots of people actively supporting what the president's saying, right? It's him because he's such a huge figure. It doesn't matter how many tiny little fucking leftists are going around saying that. Him saying that one thing, I'll get all the support in the world for saying it, and it's just disgusting.
Well, I guess okay, but I don't think you can hold that to be like absolutely true because, for example, I would say there's probably like war situation scenarios where you've been happy that like there has been a winning outcome out of it. So I say that that is kind of like not an absolute truth. I think it's more kind of on a spectrum because when you win a war for your safety, obviously that can come at the expense of other lives, but you're grateful that you have the freedom now. Do you kind of understand what I'm saying there? About how it might not,
No,
like something like that might not be
no. The only
absolute.
point I was making is that when there's like violent rhetoric on the left, it's usually coming from people who aren't in like super big like positions of power, and when the violent rhetoric comes on the right, it's usually from people in like positions of power, and that if you are in a position of power and you're throwing violent rhetoric, the impact is generally going to be worse when it comes to more or less political violence happening than
Okay.
somebody who's not in that position of power.
Okay. What was the like reasoning? You said it was 6 Democratic lawmakers.
Yes.
And what was Trump exactly like claiming that they did?
He said that they made a video, basically saying, I'll get the exact words right here. So they said, people in the military, and this is posted publicly, must not follow illegal orders. They said that the Trump administration is pitting the military against American citizens. That the threats to our constitution are not coming from outside, but also within. Right? Those are probably like the three main claims that they made during the video. And Trump basically said that like these words were seditious, and sedition is punishable by like execution. Problem is like number one, the words they said like weren't seditious. There is like a sedition punishment under like the Uniform Military Code of Justice, but none of these people that law does not apply to any of these people, right? None of them are like actively military members. So the wait, what's it called? Uniform Military Code of Justice doesn't apply to them, and then seditious conspiracy requires a lot more. Like you have to actively plan to like overthrow the government, which is not what they were like saying at all. And then so like sedition doesn't even apply to these people. Number one, and then execution, like even if they were doing seditious conspiracy, the punishment for it is like up to 20 years in prison, right? So he was just wrong on all counts, even if he like was like claiming sedition.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of overgeneralizations and emotional comments that Trump makes that I don't necessarily like. So I can understand that. Is your main issue with what he said just the call to violence essentially, or do you kind of agree with the whole thing?
I disagree with all of it, but the main issue is the call to violence.
Okay. I mean, I think it's a fair feeling to have towards something like that. I mean, obviously I think a lot of people on the right kind of just say, well, oh, Trump's joking, Trump's this, that, to the point where it's just kind of like too much. Like, I think he is sometimes, but it's like, okay, if everything he says is just
It's
going
a
to be a
joke.
joke.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's like, what's a standard for what isn't a joke? Because it just seems, oh
Right.
well, when it's politically convenient, then we'll just say it's a joke.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't really make any defenses for him there if that's what he's saying. I
And
guess,
by the way, do your own research, okay? Because I always could be wrong, but
yeah,
I'm always
I
right
think
actually, and I'm completely right in this one. But
I actually heard, I think I heard another video. It was a YouTube video I was watching, and it sounds kind of familiar after you had explained it. So I think you're on the right track with that. It's similar to what I heard earlier. I guess kind of what he said when he was saying that those Democratic lawmakers were calling for people to not follow unlawful like orders.
Hmm.
Is that pertaining to ICE? I'm guessing is what, or was there something else that he was referring to?
The unlawful orders, which are like military and intelligence members.
So like, was it a broad, like just a broad statement that they
It
were
was just a
making?
broad statement, like, yeah, don't
Okay.
follow unlawful orders. They didn't
Okay.
specifically reference any like specific ones. It's kind of, I'll admit, it's kind of implied that there like have been unlawful orders, and so like watch out for any unlawful orders in the future.
Okay, so kind of like just a preventative or whatever. You think that's
Yeah.
kind of more. Okay. Well, I guess the next one, he hates the Constitution. What's your specific reasoning for that?
Oh shit! I didn't turn my. Oh, it fucking died. Fuck. A sec. One of my lights died. Let me charge it. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like there's a couple things you need to prove. Like, okay, if somebody hates something, so the first thing would be for me would be like, okay, have there been any constitutional violations or violations of the Constitution? I say yes. Have any of these violations of the Constitution been made in bad faith? Yes. And has Donald Trump in the past or anybody's administration like actively like said things that would like imply some kind of like hatred or dislike of the Constitution? I would say yes, right? So first claim, I just want to go like one by one. So the first claim would be like AUP v. Marco Rubio, right? This is a court case that was litigated in the District Court of Massachusetts by Judge William Young. It was over First Amendment violations for people who are here on student visas or work visas. Um, these people were like pro-Palestinian advocates, and the courts came to determination, or the court came to determination that the Trump administration is trying to deport these people on the basis of speech that is protected under the First Amendment. And the case has now gone past the 60-day deadline for the Trump administration to appeal it. So that is final. So I guess, like, would you agree with that? That Donald Trump has, or his administration has done violations of the Constitution pertaining to the First Amendment?
Yeah, I feel like I probably sound so liberal for the past like 10 minutes because I'm kind of agreeing with you here, but yeah, I voted for Trump, and hearing this is kind of one of the things that really made me think like, okay, like why does Trump care about this? Who's the person in his ear telling him like, oh, them saying this anti-Semitic stuff, which everything is anti-Semitic nowadays. And we need to do something about this because obviously this isn't something Trump, like he's not Jewish. I know he has family converts, but I don't see this as being something that Trump should really be interested in legislating. And I do think it's a violation of free speech. The same way how I was saying the same thing about people who were concerned with the COVID vaccine as well. And those people who were getting silenced for that. I think it's the same thing. And I think when people don't just kind of come in with like, because once after October 7th did happen, I was more like just pro Israel. And I think after more details had came out about it, the tide had shifted on that. But I still think it's a matter of free speech because it's two foreign countries that like the matter isn't of America specifically. So yeah, I would agree with you on that. I don't like how he was putting our time and efforts towards that.
Yeah. So yeah. And the second thing would be, okay, so like are these free speech violations are these free speech violations in bad faith? I would say like absolutely yes. Like for instance, like the Ramesa Oster case, she wrote an op-ed criticizing her school's involvement with Israel, right? She's a student here on a visa, and the Trump administration purely tried to deport her based on that op-ed, nothing else, right? That speech is obviously political. It's obviously protected under First Amendment. Any lawyer with like a cursory knowledge of how this works would know that that's that's unconstitutional. Like the judge even says, like William Young, in the ruling that like this is pretty obviously to try and like chill the free speech of people who are pro Palestinian. So I say yes, these like a lot of these like attempted deportations or detentions are made in bad faith, just because they're trying to silence like pro Palestinian advocates.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think what you're saying is makes sense.
And the last thing would be, okay, what quotes or like statements have you made? I gave this. So he said very early on in this administration or current like term, that he who saves his country violates the law, right? JD Vance said that the court should go and enforce their own rulings, and I think it was about 2 years ago, he came out with a tweet stating that the Constitution could be literally like overturned or literally gotten rid of due to the supposed fraudulent election, right? So in there, he was like basically calling for the termination of the Constitution. So I think like he's even clearly said it himself that he doesn't even like the Constitution or has a disregard for the laws of this country.
My question to you is: this is something that Charlie Kirk said that I didn't necessarily agree with when he was talking about like what is America. He made the statement that if you took any group of people, age, ethnicity, background, religion, any group of people, put them on an island and gave them like the American Constitution, that we would essentially have the same America today. Do you believe that, or do you think that that would is like an
He
overgeneralization?
took the American Constitution, any group of people, put them on an island.
Like the best way to represent or remake like America, if you had to start from scratch, at the end of the day, it's just coming down to our Constitution alone and nothing else.
The Constitution alone and nothing else.
Pretty much calling like the
Yeah,
Constitution
probably.
not God in a sense, but
Yeah, I think the Constitution is like a huge part of how America is today. I don't think it's the only thing though. I disagree with that take. No.
okay. All right. Well, I guess I don't have any other questions, so I think a lot of the stuff you said makes sense. So
Thanks, man. Like I really enjoyed the conversation. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a follow. If you want to join my Discord, please go ahead. I'd love to have conversation in the future. Low key best. I've had slop debates for probably the past like what 2 weeks. I think it's the first like even somewhat productive debate I've had. So I really enjoyed it. Thanks, man.
yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
You too. Ah. Okay, let's get through these YouTube comments. I'm not gonna read all of them. I'm not I'm not gay. That's the first thing I read. Holy shit. I actually hate YouTube chat. A woman is your mama, USA American flag law. Okay, I'm not gay. What? Okay. You young and stupid. Grow up, fool. Nice argument, bro. Take this. Don't worry about working or having more than minimum wage. No, he did not say that. I might vote for people who at least will openly cut taxes. The rich. Trump doesn't suck. Hot Donald Trump is one of the best. Oinker. Oh, it's just calling Trump a cop. You just want somebody. You just want someone to be hate. You just want someone to be hate. Wow, mega grammar. So you think government should charge you to work? Debate in the chat. I'll rock anyone here. Lol. Mention my comment that you can't defend. Isn't Trump good for help? Isn't Trump good for helping to stop these wars? Well, I think you're kind of begging the question there. The question is, did Trump help stop wars? I would say unequivocally no, right? Okay, I guess like so Trump basically makes a claim, I've stopped 7 wars. I disagree. So I'm not gonna go through each of the 7 wars, but I'll just do like the Israel Palestine, and then we can just do Azerbaijan and Armenia, right? So Azerbaijan and Armenia, there wasn't really even a war going on there. There's a very minor border dispute that has been going on, like Azerbaijan and Armenia. And Donald Trump, he basically hosted the signing of the peace deal between them. That's the only thing he did. He hosted the signing of the peace deal. That could have happened at any other country, any other else in the world. Like, I'm not gonna give him credit for helping to stop a war, right? Oh, I got two people in a room together and they signed a piece of paper. You didn't do any of the actual legwork of negotiation that had been happening years prior before you getting to office. You just saw an opportunity to like get the cameras on you and pretend that you actually did something, right? So, like, and this is like the common thing when you look into did Trump to stop these wars? Well, he held the signing of the peace deal, and that's about it, right? Number two, Palestine, Israel. Was there ceasefire? Yes. Has that ceasefire been broken since like the first week of it? Yes. Unsuccessful. I'm sorry. Both sides have broken the ceasefire. There's currently not peace in the Middle East, or for that matter of fact, in the Gaza Strip. Fighting continues. The ceasefire did not work out. Trump made a 20-point plan. They only ended up agreeing to 7 points of it, and if you actually like did the conversion of the peace deal from Israel, it's not very good. So, shit is what it is. But Putin doesn't respect the EU because he can't even defend ourselves. But Putin doesn't even respect the EU because we can't even defend ourselves. Everything relies on you guys. Sorry for that, by the way. Putin doesn't respect us either. Seems like when he was involved, things got done. Correlation fuck off. Okay, like I said, number one, it's because when Trump was president, some peace deals was. Do you? Okay, I don't care. Are you muted? Yeah, I am muted. I was muted. Is the better thing. Thank you, Ella. You like socialism? Yes. Check out our animated series. Stop advertising my chat. Wait, are you a Dem socialist or a Haptionist? I'm a market socialist. What is that? I think you did a misspelling there. I think that's what happened. Go debate Tumblr. Not right now. I'm talking to YouTube chat. Most of the Constitution was borrowed from the First Nations, to the 5 tribes, down to the eagle as a symbol, forthright and common sense. One should hope they survive. That's supports guys. Black Panther ideology. Huh, I've literally never heard of that. Oh, okay. Because the leader of the Black Panthers name was Hampton. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I think the Black Panthers kind of had like some black nationalist flavors going on there. I'm very, very iffy in the fucking black nationalist stuff. I think a lot of them just are like black supremacists. I'm kind of good. Why does Donald Trump suck? Well, number one, he was sucking Bubba's dick in the White House. That's number one. Number two, he hates our Constitution. Number three, he called for the unaliving of Democrats. So Donald Trump literally sucks, dick. Donald Trump sucks as a president because he hates the Constitution. Donald Trump sucks as a person because he's calling for the execution of people who didn't do anything wrong. Damn, that's a lot of sucking. On Bubba's dick. Okay. Oh my god, what was that? I'm please. Okay, so I'm playing Enlisted and it's Are you poor? You're just a child. I'm not a child. Only someone ignorant would say Trump sucks. It's kind of sad. Notice how none of you are making arguments against what I've said and you guys are only complaining in chat. Oof. There's plenty of very smart people who dislike Donald Trump, okay? I am one of them, okay? I'm super smart. I'm literally the smartest person in the world, in fact. He has a big brain. They respect my huge brain. Giant. Someone might even call it a voluptuous brain. I don't know if I go that far. I did make arguments. You conveniently muted yourself. You think I conveniently muted myself and then kept talking like this? Cool. When did I mute and when did you say something? I don't even see an argument from you. I see you said muted in chat. Look. By the way, guys, if you're why don't you have moderators? I do have a moderator. He's just asleep right now. By the way, guys, if you love the content and you want to continue to support me, I do have a Patreon. I don't like. What was your argument? You just repeat your argument so I can go against it. Cause I don't see anything. Just Trump. You say Trump doesn't suck. I see that. Yeah, it doesn't look like you said anything. Huh. Your moderator is lazy. Message redacted. Oh, is Tron in here? Wait, Tron, are you in here? Just put something down in the comments. Yeah, let me sign up. If you don't want to, you don't have to, dude. And say you forced. Actually, I'm taking that back. If you are a white person, okay. This is reparations, okay. If you are a white person, that includes you, Ella. You owe me reparations. You must sign up for my Patreon, okay, as a tier 1 sub. If you are mixed, right, you have... Actually, no. If you're white, you have to sign up as a tier 2 sub, okay, $10 a month on my Patreon. If you're mixed, you have to sign up as a tier No, it's the opposite way. Yeah. For white, you have to sign up as a tier 1. For mixed, you have to sign up as a tier 2. If you're a beautiful black brother, okay, you just get to watch the content for free. You've been oppressed enough, okay? My brothers and sisters, you don't need to pay anything. But if you're whitey, okay, if you're Caucasian, hand the money over. Farm equipment for that's actually insane. Farm equipment fatigue.
Hello.
My mic, bro. Oh shit. I think you muted. Yeah, I was sorry. I was talking to YouTube chat, so it doesn't really matter because it was coming through YouTube chat, so they could hear me.
So I'm on YouTube now.
Huh? You are being streamed on YouTube currently. Yes.
Oh, how many people there?
24.
Oh, awesome. Hello, people.
Okay, do you disagree with any of the prompts?
Yes, but I'm not. I wouldn't call it a disagreement. I'd say that I'm confused. Why? What makes you think that my president wants to kill his political enemies?
Absolutely. Donald Trump about a week ago came out in a series of tweets saying that 6 Democratic lawmakers who made a video calling for military members to not follow unlawful orders had done seditious acts and behavior in that video. He then said sedition is punishable by death, and then retruth somebody saying that they should be hung. George Washington would have. I think that clearly demonstrates that he wants them to be executed. I think that's disgusting. I think people should call out his words and his actions there. Yeah.
Wait, the last thing I didn't pick. I didn't understand everything you said. The last part was I think the key part. You said that he tweeted that something was punishable by death, and that he wishes
He said
someone.
the Democratic. Okay, he said the Democrats who made the video had done seditious acts and behavior. Right.
What video?
It was a video, right, of 6 Democrats saying that military members shouldn't follow unlawful orders. I think Mark Kelly was like one of the congressmen who made it, right? That was the video. Donald Trump replied to the video, right? Because the Washington Examiner wrote an article on it. Donald Trump replied to it, said, saying that it was seditious. It was highly seditious, and the words cannot stand. He then said that sedition is punishable by death, and then he retruthed somebody or reposted somebody calling to hang them, and that George Washington would have. I think that clearly demonstrates that he wants these people to be executed. I think it's disgusting. I think anybody who thinks that's okay behavior, shouldn't be operating in any kind of political space.
So he made a calling to hang the Democrats that asked for military to not follow unlawful orders.
He reposted somebody saying it, and then was also at the exact same time saying that sedition was punishable by death. So yeah.
Okay, and he reposted a post of someone saying that Democrats calling for Democrats that
he said the Democrats. Yeah. So at the same time, he was saying that Democrats is sedition, and that sedition is punishable by death.
Yeah, I know that.
He then reposted somebody saying that those exact same Democrats should be hung. George Washington would have.
Yeah, I understand that sedition part. That's not really nothing wrong with it. That's just a legal statement. So the second part is the part that that causes conflict, right? You do agree with the first part?
Huh?
You do agree that by law it is punishable by death?
No. By law, the things that the senator said weren't seditious. 2, the legal statute of sedition under the Uniform or Military Code of Justice that applies to military members and that can be punished by execution doesn't apply to the people he was talking about. And 3, the seditious conspiracy, which could apply to them, they also didn't constitute what they said didn't constitute that, because seditious conspiracy is specifically conspiring to overthrow or overturn the government, which in other words could possibly be construed to do that, and plus you have to take one material action towards it anyway. So the legal claim is complete bullshit, but I don't really care about that. I'm talking about what he thinks, and he thought that they did sedition. He thought sedition was punishable by death, and he took the time in the exact same period to retruth somebody calling for these people to be hung, and that George Washington would have. And I think it's pretty disgusting that he's openly, these actions openly are him like calling for these people to be executed. I think it's disgusting.
Okay, I'm not going to debate from a legal point of view. I'm gonna concede that part right for now. So what exactly did he retweet?
Somebody said, "Hang them, George Washington would have," and that was in reference to the 6 Democratic lawmakers.
And that was on Twitter or True Social.
True Social.
Okay. Yeah, man. Objectively, that I would have not shared that. Yeah, it's wrong that he did that, but as long as he doesn't do it for real, you know.
Huh?
As long as he doesn't do it for real.
I don't think that's a good. That's not a good excuse.
Or post it himself.
If Joe Biden came out and said, we should execute. We need to execute Republican Congress members. Do you think that we should be like calling that out and actively taking effort to condemn those words?
If Trump said we need to,
no, I'm saying if Joe Biden said that, would you criticize him for that?
Of course, he would.
Okay, so I think it's perfect. I'm not saying that he's actively doing it currently. I'm just saying, hey, we should take the time to call out when he's actively calling for people to be executed.
It's not a fair comparison because you're saying that if Biden said, comparing it to Trump sharing. So if Trump said we need to execute Democrat government, I'd say, oh no, that's wrong. But I mean, it's completely different.
Quite literally what he was saying.
No, but you will concede that it is different to share something than to say it yourself, right?
He was saying it for the like full thing to make sense. All parts need to be included, right? So P1, Trump thinks it is sedition. P2, Trump thinks sedition should be punishable by death. And in conclusion, Trump thinks he should be executed. No, I think those are like all the statements need to be synonymous, right? And I don't even think you need the hang statement, right? Like, let's be honest. And could you like concede this point, right? Donald Trump doesn't just have a Truth Social post where he just randomly, he doesn't like just randomly go to Truth Social and post about like, oh, I think this random law applies to these people, and I think this is one of the potential punishments for it. It's not something he does. There was like a specific implication there with him coming out and saying, "Oh, these guys broke this law, and this law is punishable by death, and not this. And let me repost this, right?" And you even conceded like, "Oh yeah, that's him. That is him calling for those people executed. We should call that out."
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we can connect those dots that you're connecting, right? He said it's punishable by death. Then he's sharing this post. I'm going to say that out. I'm going to say that's wrong, but not that concerning.
That's super concerning. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. Anytime I just for your audience, guys, it's actually not okay for the President of the United States to call for people to be executed. If the President of the United States does do something like that, if you're I don't know who the fuck you are, but if you're a major political pundit, you need to call it out, okay? You need to do that. It needs to be brought into light. There needs to be attention put on it. The President of the United States just called for his political opponents to be executed. That shit is disgusting.
I mean, I feel like you're exaggerating. I mean, he's not calling for his political opponents to be assassinated. He just says sedition is punishable by death and then share a post. I mean,
okay.
Concede that it's not the same. It's not the same thing.
No. He is calling for yes. He is doing that, and that evidence means that he is calling for it, right? So P1, I'm going to make this really easy. Premise 1, Donald Trump believes that these people did sedition. Premise 2, Donald Trump believes that sedition should be punished by death, right?
Yeah.
Conclusion, Donald Trump believes that these people should be executed. Any disagreement there?
No.
Okay. So all this was said publicly. All of this was public. So yes, he is calling for it.
May I elaborate?
Yes.
Would it be fair to interpret that he's not talking about people going to the streets and doing justice by themselves or their own concept
Obviously,
of justice?
Yeah, I'm not saying he's calling for that. I'm just saying that he's saying, I want these people to be executed, and that's really disgusting, and we shouldn't do that, and we should. Maybe we can agree here.
Maybe we can agree here. What Trump wants is for these people to go to trial and to be found guilty and to face death punishment.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I can concede that. I mean that's even
that's
reasonable. I mean, yeah, I mean I could desire
it's not
anybody.
it's not it's not reasonable. No.
Okay, you know
I
what's
would wait.
reasonable?
I would be clear. Wait. If Joe Biden came out and said every single Republican is a murderer with like literally literally no evidence or super bad evidence to prove that claim, right? And then said that all these murderers should face a death penalty. I think we would all say, hey, he's just calling to execute his political opponents with literally like no
Okay.
evidence or rhyme or reason.
Bro, do you acknowledge how terrible that example is? I mean, you're comparing Trump calling out politicians for telling
That's
the
your
army
exa-
to not.
The qualities are the
Bro,
same, dude.
let,
You're
no, let
saying
me.
you're saying
Can I
it's
get 10 seconds?
okay.
Give me
Go
10
ahead, man.
seconds,
Yeah,
please.
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Thank you. You're comparing Trump calling out politicians for telling the army to not follow his unlawful commands, um, with Biden saying every Republican should be guilty of murder and sent to trial. That's not a fair comparison at all, man. You should be able to acknowledge that.
So the two qualities that we're comparing
Flip
here.
it. Flip the case
Okay.
exactly the same.
Yep. So
Flip
the
the
two.
flip the
So
case
so
exactly the same.
yeah, and if Biden said that, I would also condemn it. And I would also say it was disgusting for him to say. But the example in both of those the examples, right? The two qualities among those analogies are exactly the same, right? So quality number one would be okay. This person is saying that these people should be put on trial, and then quality number two is that okay, the punishment, and then is that these people should be found guilty, and then to the capital punishment. And he said, okay, him merely stating that and thinking that is completely fair, and I don't think that should be called out. And I said, okay, well, here's an extreme example of somebody thinking the exact same thing, but it's about all Republican politicians, and they just want to murder. And he said, oh, obviously that's bad, right? Somebody making a claim about killing other people with little to no evidence is probably not a good thing, especially when it's about his political opponents, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so when I make an analogy, I'm only comparing certain qualities. I don't need to have every single other thing line up exactly. And those were the things that you were comparing and saying that's what mattered. So that's the only thing I needed to include.
Yeah, so in your example, one side of the scale is very heavier. You're making the example on the Democrat side very, very heavier. Let's flip your example. It's like Trump saying every Democrat should be sent to trial for murder, even civilians.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That would be bad. I think in
Yeah,
both.
exactly,
You're not gonna
but that's
catch me.
not-
You're not gonna catch me on this, dude.
that's
Because
not
I
what's
think if Biden said the exact same thing Trump did, I would also condemn it. I would also come out and say
so
it's disgusting.
that's not what's
And if I made the
happening.
exact same analogy, I also condemn it and also say it's disgusting. I'd also say that
Okay.
isn't a just statement to make. Okay. So once
Yeah.
again, the reason I'm stacking it is because I'm trying to show you just how dumb the statement is, right? Just how somebody merely stating that somebody should go on a trial and be punished for this thing is fine. It actually isn't fine, right? Right? If to know somebody's guilty, we need to first litigate that, right? That's the number one thing. And the number two thing is if you're making these claims and you have little to no evidence like Donald Trump is, it's even worse. Which is also included in my analogy, right? The qualities are the same. I'm just exaggerating it to show, wow, this really isn't a good point. It really isn't a good point when the Democrats are saying it and when the Democrats are advocating for like all things. It's I'm trying to make it a little bit more hyperbolic so you can understand why it's bad.
Yeah, so the problem we're having right now is that with that exaggerated example, how about we try to agree on what's happening right now?
Okay, you literally don't even the problem is you're not disagreeing with the analogy. You're not even disagreeing with the fact that the analogy is comparing the exact two qualities you're talking about. You're just saying, well, it's exaggerated. Analogies can be exaggerated as long as the qualities you're comparing are the same, which they are. So there's no good argument you can make. Like, what's the symmetry breaker here?
I don't know what you mean with that last question, the symmetry breaker.
Yes, I'm saying like what quality in like the real world example is different than the quality in this example.
Yeah, so the trouble I'm having with the example you just gave is that it's not on the same level at all. It's not the same thing to call for your political enemies to say that they should face trial and that you wish they were found with the death penalty, that's saying every single person from the other party should go to trial without any reason at all. I mean, we do know for a fact these Democrats called for military
Well,
to not follow unlawful orders, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I mean, it's fine that I personally think it's fine that they made that statement, but the fact that Trump personally wants them to face trial and he wished they were found with the death penalty, yeah, it's wrong. But I mean, it's
Okay.
not like he is actually trying to. It's not like he's actually trying to get
Okay.
those people killed by himself or on unlawful way.
Got
If
it.
it happens,
So just real quick,
if they
just real quick, right? If all of the Democrats had contributed to making that video, and Donald Trump made the statement about all the Democrats, do you think it would have been unjustified for him to make the statement?
If all wait, repeat that please. If
If
all the Democrats,
if all the Democrats, right, instead of just the 6 Democrats who did, but all the Democrats made that video who are in Congress right now, and Donald Trump said made the statements about sedition and like the death penalty towards all of those people, do you think that his statements would have been unjustified?
that's a tough question. Let's just take away the name Trump. I may be
Can you
biased.
answer that question? I need you to answer that one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I'm gonna give you an answer, but it's not gonna be a short answer. It's gonna be like a medium answer. 1 minute to answer it.
If you start to ramble, I will.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing.
Yep.
It would be wrong, and it is wrong that he wants his political enemies to face the death penalty in a trial. But the fact that he's saying that it should be in a trial before a judge with evidence and with the procedure, that our legal procedure, makes it irrelevant what his personal opinion is on the matter.
Okay, so you do think it's a justified statement for him to make?
So it's something I wouldn't do. I mean, but it's not a big issue.
Okay. So same statement. So the number of people which this applies to doesn't really seem to be the quality breaker. That's not the thing you care about. So with that first argument we gave, well, this applies to a lot of people for the Biden analogy. I don't know why you brought that up. It's not something, obviously it's not something you care about. The second thing that you said was, well, in this case, there is evidence. Well, the other one I said, well, Biden's saying all these people are murderers on very weak evidence, just like Donald Trump is currently, right? That's the analogy is exactly the same that way. There is evidence, it's just super fucking weak and super fucking bad.
Yeah. What was the
so once again, back to the Biden analogy. What's the quality breaker?
Yeah.
Like,
Can you would you repeat that example again?
Yeah, Joe Biden says that all the Republicans are murderers, right? To verify his claim, he uses super weak, really bad evidence, right? Then he says that the punishment for murder should be death.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Under what basis is Biden saying that? Did all the Republicans make a video? Did all the Republicans make a video publicly talking about killing every single Democrat?
No, they didn't make a video. Just super bad and super weak.
So
evidence.
why would
wait?
Under what basis would Biden make
it's
that
bad.
call?
It's bad. I don't need to get like specific into. Wait, do you agree that the evidence that Donald Trump is bringing up for sedition, because you already conceded the legal claims in this conversation at the very start of the debate, you already conceded that those were bad legal arguments. So why are you trying to get into the specifics of the evidence now?
Bro, I'm not understanding, bro.
You conceded at the start of this debate that the legal arguments that Donald Trump was making for these people committing sedition were wrong, right? When I like brought up why I thought they were wrong, okay?
Yeah.
And so when I just say, okay, well, Biden's just bringing up really bad evidence for these people committing murder, I don't know why we need to dive into that. It can just be really bad evidence. Let's just pretend all the Republicans made a video saying that, I don't know, murder is bad and we shouldn't murder, and Joe Biden thinks that for some reason that implies that they did murder.
Okay, so if Joe Biden said, okay, repeat the example once again.
Oh my gosh.
Joe Biden said,
okay, it's the last time I do it, and I'm gonna move on to the next person because I'm guessing my YouTube views aren't looking. Oh, they're fine. Okay. Right, Joe Biden, right? Joe Biden says, okay, all the Republicans should be murdered. Oh, no, not should. All Republicans have committed murder, right? The punishment. He's doing this on super weak evidence, right? That this evidence is that all the Republicans made a video saying that guys don't murder, and for some reason he thinks that's evidence that they did murder. And then he then also says that Schmurder should be punished by capital punishment.
Okay.
So is what he said
Yeah,
bad?
I'd call that out. I'd say that's wrong.
Okay, so there's no symmetry breaker between that and what Donald Trump said, right? There's no different qualities. The analogy aligns, right? Right, the analogy aligns with what happened in real life. So obviously, you should call out what Trump said. It's problematic.
Yeah, and I said that I would have not done that, and that he should have not done that.
Cool.
But the fact that he shared a personal opinion on the matter. So if Biden or Obama or Biden or any Democrat tweeted tomorrow that all Democrats should face trial and
What's up, Tara?
Okay, so I'm not up here for political. I'm asking a very big favor.
Yeah.
My house burnt down Friday night.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So if you would go to my profile and share out my GoFundMe, and my 3 pinned videos are about what happened. I would really appreciate it if you would do that.
How about staying alive for a sec? Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
My fucking god, I hate my Wi-Fi here. Are we gonna... Hello? There we go. Trying to... You know, I'll just go do it to your GoFundMe. Is it on your page?
It's in my bio. It says Lemonade, and then when you click on one more, there's the GoFundMe underneath.
Okay.
But if you want to see what happened, feel free to go to my profile and look at the 3 pinned videos.
Do you want to explain, or?
So my house was 100 years old, and it had very shitty wiring. And a fire started, and it got out of control. My boyfriend made it out. Nobody, no humans were injured. The house went up like a tinderbox. And here, I can show you what it looks like now.
Okay, I'm gonna post this in my YouTube chat.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Is there a shortened link for it? I want to share. Okay,
that's what the rest of the house looks like.
Hey guys, I put the link in chat, YouTube chat, if you want to go donate to Tara. Do you want to say your real name or just Tara? It's Tara your name.
My real name is in the GoFundMe.
Okay,
I have nothing left to lose.
Yeah, her house burned down. It's fucking terrible. So yeah, go ahead, explain.
But yeah, an electrical fire started, and my house went up like a tinderbox. The wood was old and everything like that, and it just went up. My aunt has been kind enough. She's paying for 5 days at a hotel. We had 4 pets. 3 are still unaccounted for. We found 1. And I just got back from the vet. He has severe burns on his paws. And so he gets pain medication, he gets burn cream, he gets ointment on the eyes. I was lucky enough that the vet covered this emergency for free.
Wow.
But
okay, so
we're just needing help being able to get another place. My boyfriend has a job opportunity in Utah, and we're trying to get out there.
Is it gonna take like, I'm guessing another, how many years to build everything back that you lost?
Well, we were renting to own the house. I'm just wanting to be able to get a place, and while he's making sure he has the job, be able to like cover rent for a month or two, rent and bills, and be able to afford at least a bed in the place. We're not even worried about getting internet. We have phones for that. Just power and water is all we're wanting to get, a place with power, water, and a bed. Getting all
Yeah.
my stuff back it's material. Uh, the only important thing that I've been freaking out about is I lost my mom's ashes.
Anything you can do to help you. Let me get my
I appreciate it, Scratch.
Gregory. Give me a sec. I remember my CVV.
And this is the kitten after the vet visit. He already managed to get 2 of the bandages off of his paws.
Should have. I think I sent $20, so hopefully I know it's not a lot,
Thank
but
you so much. I don't expect
least
a lot.
everybody.
If people can't donate, all I ask is at least share it out. I mean,
Guys, YouTube chat, stop talking about Trump.
you always
Donate to the GoFundMe link. The person
Yeah,
I've definitely talked to a lot and I have respect for. Their house burned down, so click on the GoFundMe link in chat.
yeah. Scratch and I butt heads when it comes to politics, but I've found that he's a decent person to talk to otherwise.
Okay. YouTube chat. Wait, so your cat got burned really badly?
Yes, his paws. Here, I'll show you a picture. That's what all 4 of his paws look like.
Oh gosh. Was the fire like coming through the floor or?
Okay, so he was hiding in our chicken coop, and our chicken coop caught on fire. And the concrete in the chicken coop got hot, and I think he also tried to, escape, and he was frantic.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, his fur is so badly singed, and he's got some burns on the face. One of his ears is like burned to where it curled backwards. I mean, this poor baby went through a lot. We found him the next day. And thankfully, we are staying in a hotel that is pet friendly. So they swapped our rooms to a pet friendly room.
What's the hotel? Are you gonna be in a hotel situation for a while now?
We've only been here 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt's paying for 5 days. After that, we're not sure what's going to happen. We're trying to get in contact with one of my boyfriend's former coworkers to see if we can stay in his camper until we're we find our pets and we can move.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any kind of like fire insurance or?
We had, so I'm on disability.
Yeah.
Um, I was really, really strapped, so I couldn't afford renter's insurance, but there was house insurance through the landlord because I paid that house insurance every month.
Okay.
I have notified the management company via text with pictures of what happened to the house, as well as I called them the night it happened and I was yelling on the phone because that's how loud the fire was, that the house is on fire.
It's terrible. Wow.
I mean, I pulled up from going to
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, pulled up to the house, and it was engulfed in flames. Dude, I was so panicked. I forgot how to unlock the door to my car so I could get out.
Did it just burst into
That's how
flames?
panicked
Or
I was. Huh?
did it like burst into flames, or was it started in one place and
I
spread?
don't know. When I got home,
Mhm.
here, I'll show you. When I got home, it looked like this. Give me a second. My shit's slow today.
Wait, Scratch, supposed to go find me in Discord. Good point.
This is what the house looked like when I got home.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Holy shit. Was it at least it was isolated though, so it didn't burn anybody else?
Yeah,
House
for the
down?
most part, called the ambulance, or not ambulance, the fire department. They showed up. By the time they got there, the most they could do was soak down the ground and other buildings so that nothing else caught fire. All they could do was let the fire burn down, let it put itself out.
Because there's nothing left to save.
No, there's absolutely nothing left to save. Matter of fact, I posted a video today where I show what our cellar looks like with everything gone.
Wow.
I'll probably combine all these videos and post on my own YouTube.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I wish I could do more. Help you.
Honey, all I'm asking is just share
Mhm.
out the GoFundMe. If you want, link them to my TikTok, so they can see the videos that I have on there. For his viewers, I do have a YouTube. Give me a couple days and I will post a video of everything that's happened. I'm still a little bit in shock. Matter of fact, some friends of mine from here on TikTok, they all got together and decided to do different things independently. One friend found the vet that took care of my cat for free. Others are trying to find ways to help me. I have a friend in Utah that's offered said that he can help my boyfriend get a job out of jail. So, we've got fingers out. It's just, this is extremely hard. It's one of those things where you're like, that'll never happen to me until it happens to you. Oh, thank you,
Gosh,
Caden.
that was just just to come back home from Walmart and then just to see your entire house
Yeah.
burning out. It was so there wasn't anything else you like super cared about that it got lost, or?
I mean, I lost my 3 antique sewing machines, but everything else is material. I can replace it. I'm glad the
Mm.
humans are alive, and I'm trying to find my other 3 animals.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Yeah, a dog and 2 cats.
I'm so sorry. I hope you can find them.
I am too. We're gonna go out there tomorrow and put some food on the front porch in a bowl and wait. We're gonna park my car where I used to park it and wait and see what happens. I also have a Facebook post in my town's Facebook page, and a lot of the neighbors have agreed to keep an eye out for the dog and for the other 2 cats. I spoke to somebody who's literally related to everybody in town, and he's keeping an eye out and an ear out in case somebody says, "Oh, I just got a cute little dog recently."
That's good. Wow. That actually.
Matter of fact, Chakotnik, the kitten that went to the vet, he's laying beside me. I have him swaddled like a baby because he keeps trying to mess with his front paws.
That's terrible.
Even through all this, he's still purring.
At least that's a silver lining. Well, if you need anything else, you can just you can always DM me. Do you have Discord?
Aren't we friends on Discord?
Yeah, I think we're friends on Discord. I'm not going insane. I'll look up.
Yeah, double check because my name on there is the same as on here. Only it's all one word, all lowercase. Yeah, I think we are because we were doing a debate and then we're like, here, we'll show each other the proof via Discord.
I should not find it. Let me scroll.
If I back out of here, TikTok will kick me out of the live.
Okay,
I'm sorry to derail everything. It's just
no, you're fine,
I'm
dude.
asking.
That conversation was right at the end. Okay, I had everything I needed. Are you in Mojo's Discord? I don't know.
No.
Are you in anybody's Discord or?
I'm in Sandy's Discord.
Not Sandy's.
Like comedy.
No.
I have my own Discords. Just find me. It's Terracin, all one word, all lowercase on Discord.
Okay.
There we go. I got the friend request. I'll accept it as soon as, I get out of here. I've also got to go downstairs and get his meds and get the food that we have in the car.
Okay. I just need a friend request.
Right.
If you need anything, just send it over.
All right.
I'll post the link in a couple Discords. Things are coming up. I didn't explain your story.
Right. Thank you, Scratch. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'll catch you later.
See you, Tara. Thank you. God damn. Some people be struggling. So glad. Have your whole fucking house burned down, lose multiple pets. It seems like the insurance is iffy, and you're already financially strong a little bit. Oof. And it could happen to anyone. And so I would want somebody to be there to help me out, even some random like me online. And so I sent $20. Least I can do. Great legacy. Shit. Okay. Back to politics, or am I ending it? Okay, I'm ending life. Y'all have fun.